He is not a conventional hero, nor a villain with a grand plan. In the dark heart of Gotham, a patched-up figure emerges from the shadows, not by choice, but by a purpose stitched into his very essence. Simon Dark is the personification of a macabre nursery rhyme, a protector, born of magic and tragedy to guard the innocent from an evil that creeps through the forgotten alleys, a truth that will forever change how you see Gotham's guardians. Hey clickers, subscribe with the bell activated. Comment with the content you want to see on the channel. Share this video to help us grow and leave your hype. It helps us a lot. Simon Dark is a unique creation in the DC Comics pantheon. First introduced in his own series titled Simon Dark, with the first issue released in October of 2007 by the hands of writer Steve Niles and artist Scott Hampton. His origin is intrinsically linked to magic and a dark ritual. 20 years before his appearance, a group of occultists tried to summon a magical being of immense power to protect the neighborhood where they lived, a specific and isolated area of Gotham City known as the Village. The ritual, however, went terribly wrong, resulting in the death of the participants and, apparently, a total failure. However, the released magic did not dissipate. Instead, it fused with the body of a young boy who had died in a tragic accident, stitching him back to life. The result was a patchwork creature, with the mind of a child but imbued with formidable arcane power. The protective nature of this enigmatic figure is not a moral choice in the traditional sense, like Batman's, which was forged by an oath. Protection is his purpose for existence, the fundamental directive of the magic that animated him. He was literally conjured to be the guardian of the village. His connection to the place is so deep that he feels the pain and suffering of its inhabitants as his own. When crime and violence threaten the peace of that community, the patched-up protector awakens, acting like a supernatural immune system for the neighborhood. He does not patrol ostentatiously. He reacts, emerging from the shadows and sewers when evil manifests, moved by a primordial instinct of safeguarding. The protective nature of this enigmatic figure is not a moral choice in the traditional sense, like Batman's, which was forged by an oath. Protection is his purpose for existence, the fundamental directive of the magic that animated him. He was literally conjured to be the guardian of the village. His connection to the place is so deep that he feels the pain and suffering of its inhabitants as his own. When crime and violence threaten the peace of that community, the patched-up protector awakens, acting like a supernatural immune system for the neighborhood. He does not patrol ostentatiously. He reacts, emerging from the shadows and sewers when evil manifests, moved by a primordial instinct of safeguarding. The protagonist's powers are a direct manifestation of this protective magic. He possesses superhuman strength, agility, and endurance, allowing him to face physical threats with surprising ferocity. Most notably, he has an accelerated healing ability, being able to sew his own limbs back onto his body if they are severed. This functional immortality makes him a tireless sentinel. His magic also grants him limited control over the environment around him, within the limits of the village, and an affinity for the occult. He can perceive supernatural disturbances and confront demonic or spectral entities that other Gotham heroes, more focused on mundane threats, would not even notice. One of the main challenges the Patchwork Guardian faces is his own nature and the perception of others. Due to his grotesque appearance and often childish and misunderstood behavior, he is frequently mistaken for the monster he came to fight. The very residents he protects fear him, perpetuating his isolation.
This duality is a central theme in his stories. He is an invisible protector, a terrifying guardian angel whose existence is a dark secret to most. His battles are rarely seen, fought in dark alleys against cultists, demons, and the literal manifestations of fear and corruption. In a significant story arc, he confronts a cult that seeks to reverse the magic that created him for their own nefarious purposes, forcing him to protect not just the innocent, but the very foundation of his existence. The character's interaction with the rest of the DC universe is rare but remarkable. During the events of the Final Crisis saga, specifically in the Final Crisis Rogue's Revenge special, the Spectre, the personification of divine vengeance, senses Simon Dark's presence and mistakes him for an evil to be purged. The confrontation that follows is brief but revealing. The Spectre realizes that the creature's soul is pure and innocent, recognizing that he is not a demon but a guardian. This validation by one of the most powerful cosmic entities in the universe solidifies his role as a force for good, albeit in an unconventional way. He is not a member of the Justice League or the Bat family, operating in a completely different sphere, a magical protector for a forgotten corner of the world that traditional justice often ignores. The development of Simon Dark's story, mainly in his 18-issue solo series, deeply explores his search for identity and understanding. He is guided by a young woman named Rachel, one of the few who can see beyond his appearance and understand his true mission. She becomes his connection to humanity, helping him navigate a world that does not understand him. Through her, we learn that the magic that animates him is linked to a dark nursery rhyme, What Simon Dark Says, whose prophetic verses often foretell the dangers to come. The song functions as a mystical map, a compass for his protective mission, further solidifying that his journey is not random but dictated by a magical destiny. He is the monster under the bed that scares the other monsters away. In summary, Simon Dark is a magical protector because his very genesis is an act of protective magic. He does not fight crime for revenge or a moral code, but because that is his innate function, the central command of his existence. His immortality, strength, and connection to the occult are the tools given to him to fulfill this role. Isolated by his appearance and misunderstood by most, he remains the silent sentinel of the village, a tragic and heroic character whose story explores the nuances of what it means to be a protector, proving that the most effective guardians are sometimes those born from the very darkness they are sworn to fight. So, did you enjoy this deep analysis of one of Gotham's most underrated characters? We want to know your opinion. Comment below what you think of Simon Dark and which other character from the dark universe of DC you would like to see dissected in our next video. Don't forget to leave a like to support the channel and share with your friends who are also comic book fans. Your interaction is essential for us to continue bringing detailed content like this. Thanks.
Hey kid, don't ever let them get inside your head. They'll tell you what to do in life instead of everything you know that you could get. Don't let them guide your life towards regret.